Welcome back, class. Welcome to week 2 of professional development. Today we are going to talk about how to plan and write your resume. What is the purpose and the role of a resume? Well, what is a resume? A resume is a brief document, typically 1 or 2 pages, that details your qualifications for a job target. It is a record of your relevant work experience and education, and it is a tool for showcasing your personal brand to prospective employers and getting job interviews. Your resume is an evolving document that you will revise and rewrite as your experience and career goals change over time. Along with a strong networking strategy, a good resume is your key to getting an interview. The main sections of a winning resume. A winning resume introduces elements of your personal brand statement and 30-minute commercial. It tells a story concisely and in a compelling language. At a glance, a reviewer should be able to get a feel for your personal brand, strengths, and accomplishments. It also quickly shows that you have the qualifications for the job and can meet the employer's needs. It contains keywords and phrases designed for resume scanning softwares and human reviewers, and it offers a professional image and an example of good written communication skills. Now let's talk about your personal brand statement. Showcase your personal brand statement using your resume as a foundation. A personal brand statement is a summary of the benefits you offer to an employer. This power-packed statement describes you. You can use it in conversations and interviews, and you can use this statement in your resumes and cover letters as part of your professional online profiles. A good example of a professional brand statement would be, I am a highly qualified, organized, and dedicated employee who is devoted to teamwork. Now, writing your resume. Employers are always looking for the best match between their needs and applicants' qualifications when they select just a few people to interview. Your resume needs to compel the reader to want to learn more about you and to contact you for an interview. Try to get as many introductions as you can. The more methods you use to build personal connections with a prospective employer, the more likely you will be contacted for an interview. So, what are the sections of a great resume? Well, we're going to talk about contact information, professional profile, qualifications, work experience, education, and optional information that you can add to your resume. So for our first section, let's talk about contact information. You're going to use the name that you're best known by. Choose whether or not you want to include your mailing address. This will depend on whether or not you're applying for jobs within your current town or somewhere outside of your city. You will also want to provide a reliable phone number. You need to use a professional email address, and as you can see here, I have listed professional and unprofessional examples of email addresses. And you can also include your LinkedIn or other personal website should you want to. The next section is your personal profile. This is a 2-sentence section that states your job target or objective and your personal brand statement. So what are some good examples? So for example 1, we have gain employment as a master chef at a 4-star restaurant. Experienced master chef that excels in a high-stress, multiple priority environment and adds new creative energy and flavor with knowledge of international cuisine. Our next section is qualifications. The qualifications section highlights key skills that are relevant to your job target. The goal of this section is to support your personal brand by concisely identifying strengths, skills, and capabilities. The qualifications section can contain a bulleted list of skills you believe that you have that set you apart from other applicants. Make it concise. Describe each of your skills using 3 to 5 words. So the qualifications that you'll list here, anything that falls under your experience, any transferable skills, software skills, or language skills, just to name a few. Our next section is work experience. In this section, describe the timeline of your work experience in a way that shows how your career has developed, as well as how you have progressively built your skills. List each position you have held, starting with the most recent and going in reverse chronological order. Include the start and end dates, and stress your major accomplishments in each position. Avoid repeating details that are common to several positions. Be sure to describe results that were important to the organization. Do not just list the task that you had. So under here, we're going to list your job title and your dates of employment, as well as the name of the organization. You can also list the city and state of the organization if you would like. You'll write a brief, results-oriented description of your basic job responsibilities, and then create bullet points that focus on what you accomplished above and beyond the base expectations. So wrapping up your resume, we'll touch on your education. We want to be sure that we're only listing our relevant education information here. So your college education, trade school education, list those degrees and diplomas. What is not necessary is listing your high school diploma or your GED. Once you enroll in a college or trade school, it is understood that you completed either your high school diploma or your GED. Now, lastly, on our resume, we have optional sections that you can add, any related experience to the job that you're applying for, military service, any additional personal information that you want to list, and then, of course, your references if you choose. Okay, so our basic structure for resumes will have our name at the top, followed by our email address and our phone number. Under the short summary, that's where we talk about our objective, explain what our goal is. So if you are in the medical records technician program, you want to state clearly and specifically that you are seeking a job as a medical records technician. You'll also want to be sure to add your education, listing the name and the title in bold writing, any relative work experience, and then any additional items such as volunteering. All right, and so for our last slide here, we want to be sure that we're using action verbs in our resume. Action verbs suggest a state of powerful motion in comparison to being verbs that suggest a state of existence. So that is am, is, are, was, were. Now, our action verbs show that you take initiative and they convey a stronger image of your achievements and contributions. So, for example, in a nurse position, try saying saw patients instead of patients were seen. Taking it a step further, try using powerful action verbs such as provided care to patients, not saw patients or patients were provided care. Okay, so if you have any questions about how to build your resume, please feel free to reach out to me or reach out to your academic coach. We're always happy to help. And then be sure to refer back to the email that I will be sending at the beginning of the week stating the resume do's and don'ts. All right, have a good week and we'll see you next week.